One day, next to the cart, a Dr. Cop found the perfect crossbow. That was the day he became Dr. Crossbow Cop. Dr. Crossbow Cop was the guy who invented the secret attack that Pan Cop used. He used it here with another guy that was not Pan Cop, but he was good nonetheless. He used his gun, but then Dr. Crossbow Cop ran around, flanked the guy, and shot the bad guy engineer, took out his gun with his trusty crossbow that could heal the good guys and hurt the bad guys, which was what the gun was like that he found. So he said to his team and soldiers that they needed to attack and kill the bad guys because he was a doctor and a cop. He knew both how to hurt and heal and also be a cop and maintain the law and all that stuff. But then there was a guy who attacked, but Dr. Crossbow Cop killed him with his crossbow because it shot the bolts that hurt the bad guys. And then he was going to attack with the rest of his team, but there was a mini sentry, and Dr. Crossbow Cop said, "Don't worry, I got this one." So he shot 2 crossbow bolts and took it out with absolutely no problem because he was Dr. Crossbow Cop. After all, he was the inventor of the secret attack and very strong, but not as strong as Pan Cop because Pan Cop was stronger and not featured in this episode. But then there was a scout that was attacking Dr. Crossbow Cop, and Dr. Crossbow Cop said, "Man, I have to retreat. I gotta shoot crossbows at him." But the scout was dodging very well, and Dr. Crossbow Cop eventually took him out and then said, "Man, that was really hard. I gotta go and heal up before I get hurt." And then he got hurt. But then after a snack, he felt a lot better, and he rested too. So that was always good. And then he was back, and he shot some more arrows at the bad guys. He killed a scout again because he is Dr. Crossbow Cop, and Dr. Crossbow Cop are literally the counter to scouts. And then they were going to sandwich the bad guys, and they did. And Dr. Crossbow Cop said to the Pirate Heavy, "Let's go and attack." And the Pirate Heavy didn't pay attention because he was deaf because of being on the sea so long. And then a soldier came, and Dr. Crossbow Cop was forced to retreat. But then a Heavy was attacking, and Dr. Crossbow Cop fired crossbows at him, and the Heavy that was attacking the bad guy got afraid and ran away because he was a scaredy cat. And Dr. Crossbow Cop was a real braveheart and could not be tempered with. So then the deaf Pirate Heavy came around the sides, and it didn't really help Dr. Crossbow Cop, but Dr. Crossbow Cop did the best he could. And then the deaf Pirate Heavy, he got some health from the crossbow that healed the good guys and hurt the bad guys. And then Dr. Crossbow Cop was in a fight with some more soldiers, and he retreated and shot the crossbow at the bad guys. And he said to the spy, "You got to get around them while we flank them." But little did he know there was a demonite that come around a sound that hurt him a bit. He got a flesh wound, but later that day he felt pretty good, and he was back into combat because as a doctor and a cop, he knew how to treat wounds and abide the law. And the law was that he had to kill the bad guys. But then he ran into Jumper Explosive Man, who, like Explosive Man, was also not the brightest, like a fucking idiot. He blew himself up, which is not uncommon for bad guys. And then they were attacking once again, and Dr. Crossbow Cop attacked the Demo Man, and he blew up from a heart attack because he used his secret attack. But then another Heavy was attacking, and Dr. Crossbow Cop was like, "Guys, we gotta use the secret attack to kill these Heavy because this bad guy is a really strong one." And the sniper said, "Yes, I'll try and shoot him." And the other sniper said too, but he fell. And Dr. Crossbow Cop lost a couple of teammates. But then his best friend was in trouble with another Heavy, and Dr. Crossbow Cop said, "I have to save you." So he jumped and shot a arrow and killed the fat bad guy Heavy and bad man. And then his best friend, French soldier Beard Man, laughed, and they laughed too because they killed him and he looked pretty funny, and the Barrett French soldier man shot him in the chest. And then they ran up top of the roof, and they were gonna attack the bad guys with the super secret attack that Dr. Crossbow Cop invented. But then a bad guy Wizard Pyro separated the two, and the attack wasn't as effective. Barrett French soldier man took him out, but Dr. Crossbow Cop was really sad that his best friend died. And then he came back in to try and kill the bad guys, but there were too many bad guys, and he had to retreat, otherwise he would have died. But then, while retreating, he heard a spy decloak in the corner, and Dr. Crossbow Cop pulled out a crossbow and killed him because the spies were a bunch of bitches for him. But there was another spy who shot against the Razorback sniper and killed him. And Dr. Crossbow Cop lost a teammate, and he said, "Man, I'm going to take you because you killed my friend. You killed one of my best friends. I'm going to shoot you." But the spy was good at disguising and running away. But Dr. Crossbow Cop knew he was faking his death. He knew he was using the dead ringer, so he went looking for him. So he was shooting the crossbows. He couldn't really find him until he fired a blind spot and it hit him. And Dr. Crossbow Cop heard it, and he shot again, and he just missed him barely. And now Dr. Crossbow Cop, being away from his team, didn't exactly know what was going on, but there was a a lot of bad guys, and they used their own secret attack that was really powerful and killed his best friend in one hit. And Dr. Crossbow Cop was really afraid because the bad guys were so strong and using the new secret attack he has never seen before. So he had to run back to the base to go with his friends and figure out, and the spy was there too. But Dr. Crossbow Cop didn't know this. But then he met the twin brother that was a good guy from the wizard Pyro that we saw earlier. And now his own secret attack was ready, and ready to counterattack the secret attack with another secret attack of their own, which of course they'd known before because then Pancop in the previous episode was brainwashed and then taught them the trick, so it wasn't as prominent as they'd hope it would be. But then Dr. Crossbow Cop, he jumped and he shot an arrow that or needle that against the bad guys, and it flew in slow motion, and he hit a Pyro right in the dick, and the Pyro fell over and said, "Oh, not my dick, that hurt really bad," and he fell on his ass and he died. Then Dr. Crossbow Cop saw that some friends were pushing the cart, and he said, "Hold on, friends, I'll come and help you. Just stay put. I'll shoot some healing at you and then join you momentarily." And the soldier, the ace soldier said, "All right, we are waiting for you." And Dr. Crossbow Cop said, "Here I am." And the soldier said, "All right, thanks." And then he was healing them with his other gun that he also used for the secret attack that he made. And they were going to attack the bad guy's base with a bomb. But then they were going to attack some more, and Dr. Crossbow Cop said to his friend, other doctor man, that they had to attack, and they did, and they used the super secret attack that only they could use against the bad guys, and they killed the bad guys. But then the Moonlight Pyro came in, and they used the secret attack on him, and he used his super strong flamethrower to just burn everything and melt all the buildings from the bad guy evil engineer, the brother of which Dr. Crossbow Cop had killed earlier. And then Dr. Crossbow Cop saw something, and he shot an arrow at it, and the arrow flew through the air and towards an evil Demo Knight bad guy, who then died from it and got stuck to the wall. And Dr. Crossbow Cop thought this was a good day that needed to be celebrated, but no time for that. He had to kill another bad guy and then help his friend that was on fire by putting him out of fire using his secret attack, engaged in his thing. And then there was a soldier up top, and he was jumping, but Dr. Crossbow Cop killed him and felt pretty good about himself, helping the team to push the cart forward. And then they were in the front. He was with another Pyro friend of his, but he got stunned and he was in trouble, but he borrowed Pancop's pan and killed him because that thing is really, really powerful. It's one of the most powerful weapons of all time, but not useful because Dr. Crossbow's crossbow is also super good because it can hurt and heal at the same time. But then again, not as strong as the pan from Pancop. And Dr. Crossbow Cop was in the front, and he was going to attack with the rest of his team. He ran into a soldier that hurt him pretty badly. He was severely injured, but after a good nap and some rest, he pulled himself together, and he was ready for another attack. And then he saw a spy, and then he got really hurt again. And then, after pulling himself together a second time, he launched a last attack against the bad guys. He pulled out the pan and killed the Demo Man bad guy. And then it was a good attack, and then the end.